What up? What up? What up? Champion. Let's go. What up? Let's see something. Does this look better or does this look better? I feel like I look mad. What looks better? This or this? See, I look red here. I think this looks better probably. It's the auto white balance. Whatever the fuck that means. Ooh, auto exposure. Low light compensation. So it's this shit right here. The auto white. But yeah, this makes everything look too pink. This looks better. All right, we'll leave it. We'll leave it the way it is. Dwayne Dennis, what up? What up? What up? Eon, what up? Dwayne, you're 15, right? Eon, are you one who's 19? Are you older? I forget. How are we doing tonight? Talk to me, people. How are we doing? Last night, I was disappointed in my life. I know it's a holiday weekend, you know what I'm saying? But we had nowhere near the normal 40, 50, 60, 70 we got in here last night. And I had George Foreman III, George Foreman's son, active boxer at 41, was in the house last night and only had about 18 people watching the whole time. So that's why Dwayne's watching, because he's 15. He ain't going nowhere. And where are you from again, Dwayne? I know you told me this 1,000 times, but I forgot. Vinny, what up, Vinny? What up, Vinny? Marco, what's up? Did you watch the cattle? I saw clips of it. You know what, Vinny? Let me wrench you up, my man, because I have not given you a wrench, and you deserve one. You deserve that, motherfucker. Champion 2. I remember you. There we go. Champion and Vinny for show. All right. Boom. Now I'm going to put the link in a second. So you guys, you want to jump in, you could jump in. Casanovas, I disagree, Marco. Whatever you just said, I completely that was good. That was good. That's because you're the contrarian pugilist. That was good. That was funny. Thanks for the laugh. South Florida, that's where I want to be at. Eon, but you were just 19, weren't you? The fuck's up with that? Is that you, Eon? Because that picture that was in right before. See, look at this. Look at the difference. Is this the same dude? I'm gonna zoom this in. Oh, that might be. So you look like Puerto Rican, sort of, but here you look all bull. That's you? Those pictures are you, Eon? This one and this one are both you. Yo, Dwayne, I want to live in South Florida, my man. You guys know the goal, right? For the kid, the goal is I do really well with this boxing shit, right? However, be it on this platform with the viewers, the super chats, whatever it is, or I start working with and tomorrow, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Tomorrow, this is on the low. I'm gonna be filming something. I'm starting the content I'm doing with the last undisputed heavyweight champion in the world, Lennox Lewis. Me and Lennox have been doing content together starting tomorrow. Now, I'm not announcing it officially until it's recorded and I'm releasing it, but we're going to film something tomorrow. So I want to live in Florida, man. I want to move to Florida and live off my boxing content, have my business that I own. That shit doesn't make that much money, unfortunately. It's okay. Like, I can get by on it, but that's on the side. I want to make money from this. Oh, shit. Spider Rico. Hey, Spider Rico, I'm going to wrench you up, my man. Those of you who don't know, Spider Rico is also a fighter, a talented amateur fighter. Is that you, Spider Rico, in the picture? That is you. But Spider Rico, you're like Hispanic, right? You're not even black. I mean, whatever. That's stupid to say. You got black DNA in you, but are you, because your name's some Hispanic, I've been meaning to ask you this. What's your ethnicity? Are you like Cuban? You Dominican? What are you? Break it down for me. But I was born in Miami. I bet. Yeah, that's you. All right, we'll bet. You got the brown hair. Look at you. At least you got hair. What's up, Joe? Come to Indiana. Why the fuck would I want to do that? What? No disrespect, Eon. I like you, but why the fuck would I want to go over there to French Lick or Terre Haute? Terre Haute. I know that hoe named Tara. Tara's hoe. What's good, Seth? D White, my man. Jaquan, what's up? What's so funny? What's so funny, Jaquan? What happened to Puerto Rico? He bounced? All right. Armor plates. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? What's up? Bro, so many racist Devin Haney fan pages. It's a very random thing to say. You watching the Levon Bell fight? I'm not. What channel is that on? Is it on right now? Is it on right now? Oh, that's the football player who's boxing now? Who's he fighting? That's like gimmick shit. Fuck what I watch out for. What's up, Anthony? Did you ever hear Errol might retire? That he put up a thing saying y'all not might see me again. I don't know if that's a suicide. Like, I don't know what the fuck that means. What up, Marco? Are you and Ness gonna have your boxing? Ness does not want to fight me. Aki TV donates boxing. Okay. D Rich, what up? What up? Saturday night, I'm gonna set this shit off by saying fuck Ryan. He cheated. Cat's out the bag. He needs at least a year and a half suspension. Here's the problem, D Rich. He did cheat. But is it intentional? That's what it comes down to. If this motherfucker's proven to have done it intentionally, then yes, long suspension. If it's unintentional, short suspension. Either way, suspension, decision turns to a no contest. Yes, I've heard of Southpaw. I'm here in this biatch. All right, Kobe, what's cracking? Heading to Houston next month. Anyone in here can recommend some stuff to do? I went to Houston. It's the only place in Texas I've been to. It was dope. I liked it. Why do Tank fans want him to fight anyway? I don't know, man. Spider Rico. Oh, so you don't want to tell me? You don't want to tell me your name's like Emmanuel Gonzalez. Like, come on, what are you? What are you? I'm very curious. But yo, Spider Rico could fight. I want to see some recent. The one I saw you sparring, you look good, but you weren't sitting down on your punches. I think if you sat down on your punches, you'd add a tremendous amount more of power to those shots. Because you got good fluidity, good speed, good reach. You look kind of tall for your weight class. I'm telling you, if you just add a little bit. See, I would work with certain people. Like, I'd work with Spider Rico. But depending how we get along, because I don't know if we'd get along, the motherfucker's calling me Anglo all day. Maybe it wouldn't, Ness would come in and he'd break the whole party up because he doesn't like you calling me Anglo. But for real, depends on the chemistry. But I would work with people with that kind of talent, like good potential. Why do I didn't know the guy he was fighting is 6'6". Who the fuck? What are you guys talking about? Who is Ness? Ness is the creator of the Boxing Voice, I guess. The host, the creator of the Boxing Voice. I'm still salty, Ryan cheating on top of this weird, arrogant behavior. Okay, you're right, Dwight. The behavior was wacky. We thought it was promotion. We thought it was whatever. But then when the cheating comes out on top of that, yeah, not a good look. Please tell me why Devin can't take the ass whooping like a man. Armor, come on. Now, I'm not going to keep feeding into this because it seems like you want to try and bait people into this conversation, and it's kind of negative. But anybody, if you got your ass whooped for the first time ever, especially, and got it whooped convincingly, and you found out the guy has steroids in the system, anybody would have a problem with that. It's not about be a man. Come on. Stop trying to stir shit up. Errol Spence. Spider Rico says I'm native Apache. You ain't no Spider Rico. Native Apaches' first and last names aren't Sanchez and Gonzalez. Don't lie to me. You might have some Native American in you, but why is the name Hispanic? Waste of talent. He's instead become religious. Yeah, I guess so. Errol Spence should retire? Maybe. I'll bait because it's the truth. Well, Apache means the enemy. Spider Rico is a very abstract person. Deep thinker, I could tell. Abstract, though. Very abstract. Tell me, Marcus Ryan, Tyson positive, make Devin have a glass chin. Please. You really don't get it? If it's the steroids, it made him hit harder. Than most humans can hit who are clean. So then his chin can't stand up to somebody with superhuman strength because they're taking steroids. You don't get that? You don't realize that? That's what it. Now that's if the steroids were, enough in there to make a difference and all that. We don't know a lot. There's a lot of things we don't know, but of course that's a possibility. Come on. What up, Cody? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, he's just trying to bait. You guys could ignore that. I don't mind going over topics, but when somebody's just trying to come in and be like hateful and just trying to stir the pot, not actually, we have conversations here on this page. All right, we talk about things, we can give our opinions, but when somebody's just trying to kind of the energy of stirring a pot, being negative, it's not. There's a lot of other pages you can go do that. They'll love it. Bernard Burton, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mark, what's up? You know what? I'm gonna wrench you up, Mark, because you've been coming in this bitch quite a bit. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Trying to. It's not coming up just yet. Why is my page? There it is. All right. Boom. Moderator. Boom. All right. Good to go. Dog speaking third. Yeah. Spiderico does that. I'm telling you, he's abstract. Do you think Haney will get his pack bust? Here you go with this pack busting shit. You and Troy. You from Cincinnati too? Is Troy from Cincinnati? I think he is. I'd never heard pack bust. What does that mean? Like, okay, I know what it means. It means you get punched in the face, right? But every slang has a derivative, has an etymology, or I guess that's not the right word, but has a story explanation to the meaning, right? Like you get stretched. That's because you get knocked out. You look like you're in a stretcher. You get slumped because sometimes you fall and you look slumped. What's the background to somebody getting their pack busted? What the fuck does that mean? When did cheating become cool? Guys, let's not engage in this shit. I'm talking about Sebastian Honduras 66. How's he fighting 154? It's a great question, Dwayne. I don't know. What up, Rodriguez? What up? What up? Troy from Ohio. Okay. So is that an Ohio thing? This pack busted shit? I never heard it. Salute to you, my man. Pack busted means you. I know what it means, Das. I was asking what does it actually mean? There's every slang has an explanation for why they use it. What's the explanation? What pack busted? What pack? You know what I'm saying? I just explained the whole thing. Spider Rico, you're funny, Rico. I mean, he got messed up bad. Okay, I'm about to put the link in a second. You guys want to call in? Oh my God, I know this already. Explain it. Got to be Ohio thing. That's what I'm saying. Tank beats Devin Armour. Tank beats all of them, I think. Not by I'm not saying he's so much better. He'll wash them all out, but I would have to lean towards Tank. Ryan's winning behavior all made sense after positive PD results. Maybe. You know what they got to do? You know one thing this did? The Ryan thing, the one thing it did, they got to run it. And how exciting will that rematch be? Because before that, if they would have ran it, nobody would give a fuck. Now, suddenly, it creates a lot of excitement and more money for both of them. That's the only positive thing it did. Maybe it's a part of it. Who knows? I wouldn't put that by Ryan and even Ryan and even Bill to know. Let's create a bullshit. Let's create something to create more and then have the rematch be even bigger. I'm just saying, Bill's a master promoter. Maybe Ryan just took enough to show up in his system where Bill knew it couldn't have Ryan be, hurt his son. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too far of a conspiracy theory there, but never heard of the slang pack busted. It's definitely not in your. Oh, that's right, Mark. You're from here. Where are you from? The Boogie Down, right? Kill Pie. What's up? I didn't know Marco used to box. I seen a clip where you threw a good look. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I used to box. I was an amateur and a pro. Anybody who follows me knows that shit. Devin was only promoted. All right. I know pack busted in jail means someone. Oh, why the fuck? First off, why do you know that? That's first off. Why do you know that? I hope it's hearsay. Secondly, ew. That's gross. Your butt taken. You think Wilder going to put? I think that's this coming Saturday, next week. I think if Wilder shows up, who we've seen for his whole career, barring his last 2 fights, the rest of his fights, if that Wilder shows up, Zhang's going sleepy time. But we don't know. I stand with Ryan even if he cheated. Well, good for you. Devin's such a dude. Huh? Divine such I don't know what the fuck that means. Ryan getting 6 months. Have you ever got a pack before? What? What's up, Walter? I'm from Brooklyn. Oh, right. My bad. I forget, man. I talk to a lot of people. That's right. What part? I don't mean to asses, but what stopped you from going? What stopped me from going all the way? Me? Are you talking about? Snack been around. Yep. Would have to be pretty strict drug testing if they rematch. Same as usual. They could step it up. Spider Rico, Big Bang going to end Wilder. I don't think so, Rico. Well, if Wilder doesn't throw punches, then he's going to get laid out. But if he throws punches, Big Bang came in all fat and got all tired, all quick his last fight. Very unenticing stuff. Bushwick. East New York, yo, those you guys who don't know Brooklyn, East New York might be the worst neighborhood, worst in all of New York City, even surpassing where I grew up. Hell's Kitchen was one of the worst. Alphabet City was one of the worst, but East New York, to this day, matter of fact, is still fucking gutter. That shit looks like a time warp. You go to East New York. I drove through there maybe 7-8 years ago, and it was like, ooh, couldn't believe it. Wilder gets back the way he used to box before. What's up, Buddha? Ryan didn't want the rematch, so they might rematch now, though. Someone is getting knocked out in this fight. I've been to jail before. I gathered that. All right, well, got you. But ain't happened to me. Good to hear. East New York is no joke, son. Word up. East New York is fucked up. Like, fucked up. Still is, too, I think. I don't think it changed. My neighborhood, Hell's Kitchen, is a safe. I mean, it's still a little grimy, but nah, it's totally changed. Can you gut punch Jaquan for me, Marco? I don't know him personally or in person, so I cannot. Yeah, I think Zhang just walks through Deontay. Not if Deontay throws shots. Deontay throws shots. Where's he walking? What's he doing? You know what I'm saying? If Deontay throws shots, what's he doing? What is he doing? What the fuck? Do you have any ideas for your next short? Not off jump. I just released one of Sugar Shane, the third Sugar. Might have done another one too. I do so many, I forget. I had one jail fight in the trusty tank. I hit homie with a 2-piece for talking shit while we was working. Okay, that was it. Knocked him out. Be good if he did. What's up, boxing? Why does Tank get so much respect for fighting bums? Oh, jeez. Zhang looked old and slow his last fight. He might gas out early. He might. That's what I was just saying. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. Exactly. What's up, Lightning? What's cracking? What is cracking? What's up, Kalia? What's up? What's going on? I don't know why I did that. Oh, Spider Rico's be exciting. Do you think we'll see another boxer worth? Yes, there'll be another Sugar. There always are. It's who knows how long it'll take. Spider Rico says mass X weight boxing is science. Big Bang is too heavy, too smart for Wilder. Okay. He wasn't too heavy or too smart for Parker. Aha. Or Hergovich. Ah, that was a close fight, but still, aha. So I don't know what you're talking about. Who you got in the 5v5? Remind me who's fighting in that again? Is that the Tank and Benavidez shit? My two of my cellies ran to me and told me my form was filthy. I let them live, but he had a unicorn horn. Damn, Kill Pie's gangster. I ain't never been to jail. Fuck that. I did some shit that I could have gone, but I was always low risk, man. Whatever I did, whatever dirty shit I did was very low chance of getting caught. Devin will never rematch Ryan. I don't know, man. How did Amir Khan lose even when he took the same thing as Ryan? I don't know. Shouts out to all NYC. Word up. You know what rematch I want to see? Josh and Regis. Josh just got fucked up today, right? Didn't he? I got Davis, 26. Davis, stoppage. Be good if Deontay can bring it. I think Zhang's favorite. All right. Who do you think EJ is really going to fight? Fundora, probably. Yeah, I agree, Trill. Agreed. Trill knows what he's talking about. Trill knows what he's talking about. All right. Sorry, I got to do sound effects. All right. While there's a certified. All right. This guy's good upset, I think, to Wild vs. Hargers. Okay. Who do you think Tank? Do you think Tank can be? Yeah, of course. Of course. Lo, what up? You added a draw? I thought Jack was whooping his ass from what I didn't see it from what I heard. I don't know any boxers in the featherweight division. Bruce Carrington, Shushu. Shushu's in it. You don't disrespect Shushu. Decent scrap, but he lost. Is Catterall? What's up, Alonzo? Is Catterall top 5 at 140? Yeah, I'd say so. Virgil or Tim? Great question, Victor. I got to go with Virgil. But great fight. Catterall, see, people think, see, Lo, people don't agree with you. Yeah, we know EJ's your favorite fighter. We know. Shakur beats Tank, but Tank's going to fight him. Exactly. Thoughts on Benavidez? I think Benavidez is going to, all said and done, going to be one of the greatest fighters of this generation. That's what I think about Benavidez. But we still have to see how moving up in size affects him in terms of how his punching power and how he can absorb shots from bigger dudes. Perfect time for Regis and Josh. They both can retire after. True. I like Catterall's skill set. Okay. My top 5 140 in this order. Tio, Subriel, Cruz, Devin, Jack. I like that. I agree with that. Teach, what up? Give it up for Usyk, the pound for pound king. Nah. He's not pound for pound king. He's in the pound for pound talk. Top 5, but not the king. What's up, Stop? I was watching your old live with BFTB. Oh, word? Which one? I did a couple with him. Is Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez still? Yeah. Albert Wiggins. That sounds mad sophisticated. Albert Wiggins. Table ready for party of 4 for Albert Wiggins. Whether you got a pipe in your mouth. Little Sherlock Holmes hat. Who you got, Matias or Paro? I got Nomas, Matias making Paro quit. I think that's about right. We ain't putting Ryan in the top 5 because of a little Austrian. Spider Rico says everything's lit. Thanks, Rico. This guy Armor is on a negative rampage tonight. Who you think they should make a belt for Undisputed Fight? Yes. Well, that's what Turkey Al Sheikh did. It's pretty dope too. I mean, the belt was kind of ugly, but I like the idea of it. When is the 5 vs. 5? I don't know, man. So did your interview with Senior change your mind about Benavidez moving up to heavyweight? Last I remember, you didn't think that shit could happen. No, I think it could happen. I never thought it couldn't happen. I don't think it's a great best idea, but the dude, you know what I'm saying? Coming from 68 at 27, that's pretty old. To you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not into it. But I'll always support Benavidez if he does it. Cool, and I think he has a shot. I don't think that's possible. June 1st, teach. Who was the last heavyweight to be number one pound for pound list? Great question, Dwayne. I don't know, man. Number one? They never put really number. Ali, probably. Tyson? Ali, Tyson, maybe? And his peak, 1988 Tyson could have been number one pound for pound. Ali could have been pound for pound. That's about it. That's about it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Salute, stop, motion. Let's see what Lowe says. Mike Tyson. That you just said it. You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna put this this thing in the for you guys to call in, because boom. All right. Anybody wants to call in? It is available now. So jump on in, talk a little, do it up. Floyd is the best in the world. He was. He's not active anymore. Mike Tyson was pound for pound. Yup, because of his size. Yup, exactly. And what he achieved. Undisputed it. Beat everybody. Granted, he didn't have the best comp at that time, but he was whooping everybody back then. Bob Arum is the GOAT. That's a very random thing to say, but okay. Why not? Teach, salute. I swear we watch the same channels. I can see David Benavidez going to heavyweight. Yeah, that's the plan, but, you know. What's good, LeVar? What's good? What's good? What's good? LeVar Cooper. Nah, it's not random because Bob Arum snapped after that fight. Snapped after what fight? The Billy fight is about to start. Marcos. You must watch Nessa's show because my name ain't Marcos. There's no S. What's up?
Yo, Marco, what's going on, man? I'm like you right now. I'm making videos from the couch, man.
Word. What up? Billy's fighting on what channel is he fighting on?
What?
In Billy's fighting, they said right now. Do you know what channel?
Nah, I didn't even know that. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, you never heard of him, Billy? I think he's British super middleweight, maybe. Fights, he's like a brawler. He's exciting.
Never heard of him. No, okay.
Marcos from Hype.
Yo, that was a great fight today, Marco.
I didn't see it. It was good. I just saw clips. I just saw clips.
Going into the championship rounds, if Josh Taylor would have won the last 2 rounds, he would have won the fight, and he was winning the 11th, but he got rocked bad, and I think that's what made the difference. But he still won the 12th. I personally scored it a draw, but they gave it to Catterall, which I understand it was a close fight. It wasn't a robbery.
Right. Okay.
I wouldn't fight.
I gotta be honest. Those two guys kind of bore me a little bit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. Kind of bore me a little bit. What can I do?
I mean, because there's no belt on the line, but the fight they put up exciting fights. You can't take that away. They could do a trilogy.
See, this dude thinks Josh lost convincingly. I'll be honest, Lo, you're the first one I heard that thinks it was close. Everybody else basically saying that it was a good fight, but Josh lost.
Pundrong said it was a draw too. I spoke to him earlier also.
Did he?
Yeah.
I've only talked to him once or twice.
Yeah. And I agree. I thought I had it a draw, bro. It wasn't as one-sided like that. People,
Yeah.
It's the rounds. You know what it was? The rounds that Jack Catterall won, he was really whooping them on the rounds that he won. So when you look at that, you will be like, oh, he's winning the fight. But if you take the time to count the rounds, the actual rounds in which they won, then you realize, wait a minute, this was 6-6.
Well, everybody here, we got this one, 117, 111. 9-3 Catterall. He lost convincingly, but lost by 2. Yeah, so everybody here seems to think it was not close. I got to watch it myself. I haven't watched the fight. Got to do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to do it later, too.
So, yo, you don't got Usyk as your number one pound for pound?
Nah, hell no.
You still
Hell
got
no.
Bud number one?
You can't put Usyk there because Usyk arguably lost the fight, but won it closely, barely edged it out. Let's be honest. Whereas Bud has just stopped everybody. So I cannot put Usyk above Bud. And Bud has had better competition, more notable competition on top of that. So I can't put Usyk above him. I don't even put Usyk. I got Bud, Inoue. Yeah, I guess Usyk could be 2 or 3, I guess, depending. But like Inoue never had a close fight like that. Did he? No, I don't think so.
No, but I see one of the criteria you go by, which I go by it also, is level of dominance. Like with me, Marco, with the pound for pound, the criteria I use is resume, accolades, level of dominance, and how you win in these fights, and
See,
consistency.
I don't go by level of dominance. I only throw it in when I need a tiebreaker, so to speak. So right now we look at Bud and look at Usyk. So since I got to, you're asking me to why I don't put Usyk there. Now I'm looking at what the differences are. So initially I don't look at really level of dominance, I mean, per se, but when it comes to them, it's like, okay, they both kind of done the same shit, gone up a bunch of weight classes, beaten, they're unbeaten, blah, blah, blah. But then I look at, oh, well, first off, Bud has been more dominant. So that's a check for him. And Bud has fought more champions of note, which I don't always look at that because Usyk's fought everybody in front of him. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault that the cruiserweights were unknown or not that good. But he beat all of them. It's not his fault.
I think quality-wise, Usyk, in terms of quality, has a better resume than Bud. Bud has more quantity, right? But you look at Usyk, right? He beat Tyson Fury. You got to give him credit. The guy was 40 pounds bigger than him. He beat Anthony Joshua, right? He cleaned out 195 pounds. So for me, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury trumps Bud Crawford's 2 biggest wins, which was Errol Spence and Sean Porter. Even though Earl was,
I disagree with that, man, because completely disagree with that because Errol was literally looked at as the unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? Joshua was not. Joshua was actually looked at the time, especially as very beatable. Fury as well was not looked at as unbeatable because Fury goes down so much. I don't look at it that way, but
now Marco, I gotta disagree with the Fury part. Fury is a fighter that a lot of people, including our guy Nestor Gibbs, says that head to head with any heavyweight legend, a lot of people pick Tyson Fury the same way.
I did too. No, I'm with you on that. I agree, but don't forget he barely won that fight, Usyk. So we're not like if he won that fight. To me, it matters. It only matters. It only matters since we're comparing the two, right? And he barely won that fight. If he would have washed Fury out, then I'd maybe I'd be there with you.
But Fury, no, I hear what you're saying. But Fury, I mean, just for me, Fury's held on a higher regard than Errol Spence. Even though I had Errol top 5 pound for pound, I didn't have Fury because of the size.
I'm telling you, if you look at all of the pound for pound listings from a year ago or a year and a half ago, Errol Spence was higher over Fury than in every single pound for pound listing you could look at.
But Fury don't go in the pound for pound because how big he is. You feel what I'm saying? I never had Fury.
I don't agree with that either. I totally disagree with that logic. And you're not the only one who says it. I don't agree that heavyweights shouldn't be on the pound for pound. Of course they should be.
No, the only heavyweights that go on the pound for pound for me personally are like smaller guys, like Deontay Wilder when he was doing this thing.
But why?
Because he's a smaller guy. He's beating bigger guys, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, why don't you put true heavyweights on your pound for pound? I've never heard of this practice up until I think Ness said it. I've never even heard of that. But why don't you put real true heavyweights in the pound for pound? Why not?
Because for one, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them are big guys. They have the weight advantage, like Tyson Fury. Guys like that, for me, don't qualify for pound because you do have a huge advantage. Now, Deontay Wilder is a 218-pound guy who is putting giants to sleep. I had Wilder on the list.
Yeah, but
Mike Tyson was #1 pound for pound at one point.
Fury's rare. Fury's rare, and we're not looking at who he beats. We're looking at how he looks doing it. So pound for pound is like, if everybody can be the same size, if we could take all these fighters and shrink them down to like a medium size of 160, they could all be middleweights with the skills they have. Who would win? That's what pound for pound for me is. So if you took Fury and shrunk him down, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. And you know, I never heard that shit till recently. I was like, of course heavyweights can be pound for pound. I mean, a lot of them aren't, just because heavyweights are usually not as, don't show this, but you know, guys like Tyson, there's only been a few heavyweights. Larry Holmes definitely would have been pound for pound. You know, Holyfield. Yeah, but I mean, by your logic, just because he moved up in weight, I'm talking true natural heavyweights. Lennox Lewis was pound for pound. The way I mean, for me, I include heavyweights, but you know, I get it. A lot of people don't. But I think that the Errol Spence win and the way he won was way more, holds way more weight, and gives him way more points than Usyk barely squeaking by, getting the win over Fury.
What I do give Bud, as far as the Errol Spence win, the fact that was a huge fight. You know what I'm saying? But it was a super fight. It's rare when you have a fight that's considered a super fight and it goes down so one-sided.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong.
Bud is special. I went over this. I was like, can you name the last mega fight that was this evenly matched that ended up being so one-sided? I thought there's so few. De La Hoya versus Pacquiao was a mega fight, which people I think had De La Hoya maybe even winning. Pacquiao beat his ass. There's so few.
Roy Jones and James, even though James Toney didn't get hurt, like.
Yeah, nah, yeah. You know, Lo, I was at that fight live in Vegas in '94 or '95. Yeah, 94. And you're right. 94, whatever it was, I was at.
He
that
won
fight,
every single round.
He beat him, but it still wasn't the level of Bud versus Spence.
No, because let me tell you something. James Toney, his defense was so slick that he even made Roy Jones miss a lot of punches with his fast hands and all. He still made Roy Jones miss. Roy Jones just beat him. He was more active. He was better than him. But James Toney didn't get beat up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Roy Jones just beat him, but he didn't beat him up.
Right.
Difference.
Right. Hey, guys watching, please hit that like button. Let's see what we're at. We should be in the 40s. 31. Okay, that's basura. Give me some more likes, everybody. Please. Yeah, so Pacers. Fuck the Pacers. They beat my Knicks. Fucking Knicks, man. That's why I stopped watching basketball years ago, man, because these Knicks break our hearts.
I'm a baseball guy, baseball and boxing, and I feel the same way about my Mets.
My boy from Long Island is a huge Met fan. He preaches the same thing to me, so I get it.
Yeah, now they done for the year, bro.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Hamed versus Barrera. Why are you bringing that up, Victor? That's a random thing to say.
I know why he brought it up. No, I know why he brought it up, because he's talking about big fights where somebody got dominated.
Oh,
I'm on point. That's why he said that.
Okay, that's still not nearly at the level of. But yeah, that's a good point. He
mugged Hamed, bro.
He fucked him up. Yeah,
he mugged him, and then he put him in a full Nelson and threw him on the rope in the corner.
He was stepping around, and I love Prince. You know, fun fact about me, if anybody cares or not, but Prince Nassim is one of my top 5 favorite fighters of all time. I love watching him. I'm not saying he's one of the best. Run. He's one of the hardest punchers of all time. I put him top 5.
Absolutely. You see how big that dude's calves were? Prince Nassim Hamed was a true one-punch knockout artist at 126. But you can't take that away.
And did you ever box low? I forget.
I've been in the gym before. Yeah, I sparred a few times. I never fought.
Okay, so you just sparred a little. Okay. So what Prince did, which is very so interesting and so like for fighters, the way he was able to throw punches, the unorthodox way the angles he came in, but also the way he threw them, the way he violated the traditional rules of punching and still generated such power. So like that shit should be studied in the Smithsonian. It's so interesting.
And he beat. And let me tell you something. Hamed had the He got a resume. He beat some world class guys. He beat Kevin Kelly. He beat Tom Boom Boom Johnson. He beat Wilfredo Vasquez Sr. He beat Wayne McCullough. He has some wins. It's not like he beat a
Absolutely.
bunch of nobody.
Alonzo, have you ever seen Prince Naseem fight? You would not be asked. You would not be questioning if you should be one of the top 5 hardest punchers. Now, Alonzo, let's be clear, and this happens a lot. You might be my criteria for hardest puncher is pound for pound. You might be thinking that I mean, if you have a punch power measure like a meter, would he hit harder than heavyweights? Of course not, because he's smaller. Pound for pound, though, meaning relative to your size, Prince Naseem Hamed is one of the top 5 hardest punchers of all time, easily.
See, there's different levels of power, right? Like when you think about Prince Naseem, Hasim was literally Naseem was knocking dudes out like flat. Like you got different kind of punches. Like example, you got a Miguel Cotto who was beating dudes down, breaking them down, but he wasn't really a highlight reel knockout guy. You know what I'm saying? Naseem Hamed had knockout. He had highlight reels.
You know what?
Julian Jackson had knockout highlight reels.
What? You're giving me a inspiration for my next video. I think I'm gonna do the best one punch knockout artists of all time. And let's think about it, because there's very few that one punch. There's so many dudes who accumulation or chop you down, but how many one? Even Mike Tyson, some could say, nah, I guess he was a one punch. He was a one punch too.
Yeah, but he used to break, but he used to knock you down, But Julian Jackson was body Julian Jackson, but Julian Jackson would hit you and like it's like he would knock your spirit out. Like he'll hit you and your spirit is already gone before your body hits the mat, and then he'll stand down and do that little wave. He'll wave his hand down. Yep. Julian Jackson
and Roy is a one punch knockout artist.
Roy had it too.
He was more accumulation, but I could show tons of videos. Even the Virgil Hill, body shot, one punch, broken rib, finito.
There was a time. Listen to this one. Roy Jones Jr. fought this guy named I forgot his name, but the dude that he fought.
I know everything about Roy.
He fought this dude that went the distance with Julian Jackson. He gave Julian Jackson life and death. A tough fight. Roy Jones went in there, and Roy Jones knocked him out in 2 rounds. Yeah, that's when he walked into the ring.
Alonzo, I agree with Wilder being number 1, and I never put active fighters on all-time lists because we don't know. We don't have all the data. Their careers are still active. But Deontay Wilder to me is the hardest puncher I've ever seen. One punch, incredible. Edwin Valero as well. Unfortunately, his career was. You ever see Edwin fight?
Edwin Valero, all due respect, bro. This might hurt a lot of people's feelings, bro. I'm sorry to say this. For me, Edwin Valero was overrated, bro. I watched him fight. I didn't really see nothing special about him. He was reckless. He was wild. He threw a lot of punches.
He literally slept 100% of his opponents.
He wasn't a one-punch guy, though, bro.
You know what? You might have a point, but that doesn't matter. Like, neither is Subriel Matias. They're the similar, like, just you down shit. But
but I'm just saying, I never looked at Valero. Me and Troy King went back and forth about that because he speaks very highly of Edwin Valero. I was never really high on him like that.
Who?
Me and Troy King, we were talking about that because he's very high on Edwin Valero, and I was going back and forth with him about that.
Right. David Tua, absolutely, Dwight. Absolutely, David. David Tua, his left hook. I just did a video of left hooks, matter of fact. I had Tua, Joe Frazier, Golovkin. Who the fuck else did I have? Chavez, I think. I don't remember. I forgot who I put up there.
Well, left hooks?
Yeah, greatest left hooks in history.
Oh, Felix Trinidad, one of them.
I didn't put him up there, but you're right. But Felix, I know he's your Boricua brethren, but he had a lot of fucking loading his hand accusations out there, loading his raps.
No, man. With him, his situation was different. He didn't have an Antonio Margarito situation. Even Naseem Richardson said it. Trinidad's hands for that fight with B-Hop was it was illegal in the state of New York because of the amount of gauze. But he didn't have plaster. It wasn't the same.
All I know is what's his face? What the hell's his name? God, it just escaped me. Who's the dude that Trinidad knocked out? Not Terrell. Who he knocked out for the middleweight title? The hell's his
William
name? Joppy to this day. I interviewed Joppy. Joppy's like, I hate that motherfucker. He cheated. Like, he knew. He's like, those punches. Joppy's convinced. Now, he could be wrong. Obviously, there's no proof. But,
Of course they're convinced because they heard about because what happened. Fernando Vargas is still upset about that too to this day. Even Obakar. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah, yeah.
talking with Obakar one time, and he was
Uh,
talking about that.
Oba was nice. Trill,
Oh
I agree. Oscar, he's up there.
yeah,
Roy, of course. Roy, to me, I mean, you probably know this, Low, but to me, Roy Jones is the greatest fighter who ever lived in his prime. Nobody did
I
what he
think
did.
Roy Jones is in a head-to-head fantasy matchup with anybody from
Beats him.
160 to 168.
Beats him
I will
easy
pick
too.
him.
Easy,
I will pick
easy.
him, but I'm not gonna rate him as the greatest fighter of all time because there's people that done more than him. But like I said, it's just like the Tyson Fury
Okay,
effect.
well let's delve into this a little bit. Who's done more than went from middleweight to heavyweight champion? Who's done more than that? And not lost and dominated every single fight. And look, who's done that?
I'm not
Nobody.
talking about dominant. I'm talking about overall. You know, I'm gonna add resume involved. I think Sugar Ray. Here's my top five pound for pound. Being that we going there
But
in
now,
this
but wait,
order.
below. Okay, Sugar Ray Robinson, you can't compare the resume in terms of the volume of fights because they were fighting once a week back then. The commissions just don't allow that in Roy's time. You know what I'm saying? They just don't allow it. So like
All
you
right.
just got to go with the fights
I
that they
got Sugar
had.
Ray Leonard ahead of Roy Jones. I got Floyd Mayweather ahead of Roy Jones. I got Duran again over
Oh
Floyd over Roy Jones.
man. Okay, let me ask you this. So your criteria, if you shrunk them all to the same size, you're telling me Roy Jones wouldn't beat all those guys and looks
I
more
think Roy
spectacular.
Jones. Of course, I believe Roy Jones does. But like I
So
said
then how could
before,
you not pick him?
huh?
How can you not pick him above them then?
No, because I'm talking about the totality of the career. Just like we talked about Tyson Fury, a lot of people have Tyson Fury beating everybody head to head, but those people don't have Tyson Fury as the greatest heavyweight in terms of totality, in terms of career
Like
accomplishments,
I said,
resume.
man, the dude won championships in like 3 or 4 weight divisions and went from middleweight to heavyweight. Hadn't been done in 100 years.
Marco,
What
don't
else?
get me. Look, I respect your choice because either way you put it, I have Roy in my top 10 regardless.
Okay.
So to be in the top 10 is still an amazing feat. And you got hundreds of great fighters in the world, you know. I got
Okay.
Roy in my top 10. I just don't have him at number one. But I got him in the top 10.
I got you. I mean, for me, it's Roy. I want to hear yours, but for me, and it's hard but I'm gonna try and do the top five. I'll do them in order: Roy
Go ahead.
Jones, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, Willie Pep, and then the fifth is tough, man. There's a bunch of guys who I could put in five. You know, Hagler,
You going far, yeah, man.
but those are the four solid. Jack Johnson. Did I say him already? No, right?
No, you didn't say him, so right now you said it.
Jack Johnson.
See,
Jack
you a
Johnson.
real historian, bro. See me, when I do my list, a lot of the older respect, a lot of them older guys are not on it because I don't know their stuff. I don't know their history, so I can't speak on it. What I know, for me, I got Sugar Ray Robinson number one. I got Floyd Mayweather number two. I got Muhammad Ali number three. No, let me take that back. Yeah, Muhammad Ali number three. I got Sugar Ray Leonard at four, and I got Roberto Duran at number five.
Yeah,
And
and you know that the
I'm gonna tell
truth
you a
is,
fun fact about Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran, his career started at 119 pounds. Not he became a champion at 135. He turned pro at 119 pounds,
at
bro.
lightweight, Duran is arguably the best lightweight ever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
mind you, and think about the legends that have competed at 135, and Duran was better than all of them, and had a better career at that weight class. And mind you, he turned pro at 119. That right there makes me look at him even more
Okay, I
great.
agree. And I maybe should have flipped out Jack Johnson for Floyd, but I don't know. Alonzo, Manny Pacquiao, you have a point, but there's fighters out there who who have never lost the way Manny's lost in his prime. So I got in his prime. I got to put them above Manny for that reason. But again, it's all criteria. If you look at 8 division weight class and you look at how he was knocking out and just battering merciless ass whoopings on dudes like Margarito and De La Hoya, okay.
Cotto,
I mean, and trust me, when he fought Margarito, when he signed up for that, I remember I was like, all right, now he's wiling out. Like now
And
he's
let's
going.
not forget, he came back and beat Keith Thurman years later when he was old.
He did. That was a
It's a
close
whole
ass
nother
fight.
generation.
Yes, yes, I
Manny's
agree.
on the top 10. I got Manny on my top 10 also. Like, being that we just mentioned our top 5, now we're going to go further for the next 5, right? What's your next 5 after those 5 you just mentioned?
What am I whiling about? What are you whiling, punk? No, I'm just playing. My next 5.
Yeah,
That's a tough one, man. It's so many. Sugar Ray Leonard, I definitely got him. Marvin
uh,
Hagler, definitely got him. Floyd, definitely got Floyd. Um, shit. There's so many. There's so
yeah, you
many.
didn't say Durant.
Chavez, Cesar Chavez, for sure. Um, Gene Tunney. I don't know if you know who that is, but Gene Tunney's up
I heard
there.
of him.
He's one of the
He's
greatest
really
heavyweights of
gold.
all time. Yeah, he's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He only had one loss. He's the only guy to beat Jack Dempsey twice. He only had one loss, and he came back and knocked Money out in the rematch. So he's one of only 3 heavyweights to ever have beaten every fighter that they faced. Only 3. It's Tunney, Lennox, and Rocky Marciano.
I would go with
So
yeah.
Macho
I would
Camacho,
go
sure. Go ahead.
top 10 now. Like
No, not
after
top
those
10,
5
but I love.
guys, not in no order, because
Oh,
I
and
didn't do a
Pryor.
top 10. The next 5 guys, I definitely got Roy Jones. I got Purnell. I got
Purnell. Forgot about
I
Purnell.
got I got Marvin Hagler. I got Chavez. You know what? Damn. I can't even give you that list right now. You know why? Because I will have Chavez on that list. And I respect what you say about you don't like putting guys that's currently fighting on the list. So because of that, I can't put Canelo top 10 yet, even though to me Canelo already surpassed Chavez
Yeah.
as the greatest Mexican of all time, in my opinion.
Nah. I disagree with that. I disagree with that fully. But we could agree to disagree. But
Yeah,
I'm with
no,
you. I don't put them on the list because for all we know, Canelo could now get his ass whooped in the next 5 fights, and then that changes everything. Or he could whoop Benavidez' ass, go up to heavyweight. He could do all this shit to make him put. We don't know which way it's gonna go. So I always wait until the totality of the career is finished.
yeah, but I don't think it would damage him because, like I said, I like to judge fighters and what they did at their best. Because if that's the case, remember Roy Jones. All due respect,
Yeah,
Roy Jones took that loss,
right.
and after that, he
No,
was getting knocked around a lot.
I get you, but Roy was 36 when he lost. Canelo's 32. Like he's still in his prime, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So if he loses now,
Yeah,
I think it means something. Roy was 36, started boxing at like 9. Like that's a lot of mileage. And don't forget, this, Lo, you're about my age. Back in the 80s, 90s, up until the 2000s, 30, you were retiring
yeah,
in
because
every sport.
they were more active. That's why.
Right. So Roy being 36 when he first lost to Tarver, that was old. People don't realize that. Just because you had guys like Foreman and Hopkins come in, you
I
had
didn't
these
realize he was that
randoms.
old. I didn't know he was that old when he lost to Tarver.
Yeah, and you had guys like Foreman and Hopkins come in and break the mold. Not obviously there's exceptions, but for the most part, Rocky Marciano retired at 32. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
So it's like,
one of the first guys, Marco, that started doing that as far as like being competitive and elite in their 30s still was Azuma Nelson, bro. He was one of those guys that
and
I
by the
remember
way,
him.
I do. And if you guys watching, if you want to see one of the most beautiful ass whoopings, beautiful boxing displays in history, watch Purnell versus Zuma Nelson. Purnell, I mean, whoops his ass with such grace.
He
You look like
boxed
you're
him in
watching
circles.
Fred Astaire.
Yeah, he literally boxed circles around him. Like when they say the word box circles, Pernell Whitaker boxed circles around Azuma Nelson when they fought.
Yo, Alonzo, why you got to bring that up? We all know it happened. That's sacrilege. Talking about Roy losing. We know it happened. We don't have to talk about it. We know it happened. It was a sad day. That shit was shocking. I did a video on the most shocking knockouts, and I had Tyson Douglas, Roy versus Tarver. Those are up there. Pacquiao versus Marquez. Not that he lost. It wasn't shocking that he lost because Marquez had his number, but that he got fucking slept like that, that was shocking.
Yo, you still got to do that Teofimo video, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm cool with Tio with his pops.
Yeah, you got to
Um,
do that Teo video, man. And you got to get hyped, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the way you be in your videos, you be like, Hector Camacho was hip hop before hip hop, but then
He
you be on the
was,
boxing voice.
but he was right.
Yeah, he was, man. Camacho had swag, bro.
I
He was
remember.
one of
I
the first
remember.
guys. He used to
I
come
remember.
back to the hood. He used to come
Uh-huh.
back to the hood with his jewelry on and everything. One of the first guys to do that without security or nothing.
I remember watching, and a lot of what I used in that clip was from this special. There was a HBO for one of his fights. They did, you know how they do a thing where they come to your
Yeah,
house,
I
they
know.
talk to you,
I know.
and like the shit I was watching on him, and then I remember seeing it back then. And my father loved him. My pops wasn't around much, but I remember, my pops got me into boxing, but he wasn't around much. But anyway, I was watching it, and like, I grew up in Hell's Kitchen, and like that shit, like I resonated with me because I grew up around all
Yeah,
Boricuas mostly, and black and Puerto Rican, and just the way he was, it just resonated with me,
yeah,
and it just really, yeah, man, just like Tyson did too. But Camacho, I think Hector Camacho is extremely underrated. I think he's
yes,
one of
he
the
is, bro.
greatest at lightweight, especially.
And
I mean,
junior lightweight and junior
and he
lightweight.
could crack. I don't know if you know this, Lo, but I used to spar Camacho Jr., his son.
I heard you say that before.
Yeah, I used to spar his son. We sparred. He was a little heavier at the time than he should have been. He was my weight, and he shouldn't have been my weight. So I was strong for him, but he was fucking fast.
Yo, you know what's crazy? You said that because right, I be watching a lot of Camacho's fights on YouTube, and you know YouTube, man. It's like I'm glad we got YouTube because you can pick up the whole HBO broadcast, the whole show when it gives you the little documentary, and then it plays like the '80s music in the background. Like when you watch an old school HBO telecast of a Hector Camacho fight, like that's really truly nostalgia right there. Every time
Yup.
it breaks down a Hector Camacho story, you hear the little '80s music in the background. Like right now, I'm gonna show you something. Right, example. Give me 1 second. Let me
Yeah. Hopefully they won't flag me on it. I don't know what you're about to play, but they might flag me
No,
on
I'm
it
not
for
gonna
this.
play it, but I could turn the screen over, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, let
Um,
me,
you can imagine all the tears. Yeah, July was fucked up.
turn this around. That's a Hector Camacho. Wait, shit ain't even showing. Man. Hold on.
Now I'm looking at you.
Now you
Oh, there
see
we
it?
go. Yeah, I can't really see. That's just mad far.
Anyway, it's showing the old Hector Camacho fight I'm watching right now. Being that you mentioned
Uh
it.
huh. That's dope. Yeah, man. Camacho's up there. Camacho is up there, and I think he should be mentioned more in all time greats, but he's not for some reason. I guess because he took L's to like De La Hoya and to
You
Chavez,
know,
but he was
it's
open.
not even that, bro. Because if you think about it, he didn't take that many losses. Like, you know what it is about Camacho? Camacho at a certain point, he wasn't performing as consistent. He was winning fights, but after the Rosario fight, he got a little more cautious, and then taking his toll on his body with the drugs and everything. He was winning fights. Some of them were close, but it was nothing like Camacho before the Rosario fight.
He had 6 losses, and the problem is he lost to unknown dudes at the end of his career because he fought all the way up to 2010. You know what I'm saying? But uh,
He didn't lose to that
before,
many. These are his losses, Marco. He had a controversial loss to Greg Haugen, which he avenged. Then he lost to Chavez. He lost to Trinidad. He lost to
yep.
Oscar.
And
And
mind
then
you, when
two more
before
losses. I don't know who they are.
he went 38-0 before he even lost. 38
Yeah.
0. You know what I'm saying? Impressive. And
And remember, he stopped Ray Leonard, even though you want to say he came out of
he,
retirement, he still stopped the
yo,
bigger man.
he is the only man in history to knock out Sugar Ray Leonard. Stop him. Only man.
You gotta give him credit for that. Because let me tell you right now, if somebody would have stopped Adrian Broner, right? Because we can say that Adrian Broner is damn near, with the exception of the last fight, he's damn near retired, right? If somebody
Yeah.
stops Adrian Broner, they're gonna give him credit. So you got to give Hector Camacho credit, who was a natural smaller guy, mind you, to stop Sugar Ray Leonard, old or not old. He still stopped him.
Yeah. Yo, Lo, hold it down for me for a second. I gotta go grab something. 1 second. Talk to the people.
All right. Yo, what's going on, people? This is Low. Low Knows Boxing. You could also, tune into my channel, subscribe and all that. But let me see what's going on in the chat. I want to ask some questions, some trivia questions. All right. I got a trivia question for everybody right now. Who is the first fighter that Roy Jones beat for his first title, which was the IBF middleweight championship?
You know, I heard that question. I heard it as I was walking back, and I don't know the answer for the IBF title.
Oh, bro,
For
come
what,
on, Mark.
middleweight?
I'm disappointed with you,
Middleweight?
man. Yeah, middleweight. You got it right. Step. I can't even see the letter. Step mother or something like that. Bernard Hopkins. Yes, they fought.
It was Hopkins for the title?
It was a vacant IBF belt that James Toney relinquished, and it was on the undercard, I believe, of Lennox Lewis versus Tony Tucker.
This dude
If
right
I'm
here
not correct.
trying to anger me all the time. Casanova. Get out of here with that. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, Camacho was dope. I mean, there's so many. One of my favorite fighters too, back in the golden era, was I used to love watching Terry Norris. Love
Yeah,
watching
me
Terry.
too. Terry Norris was the he was a super no, he was a junior middleweight champion, and he was like top 3 pound for pound in the world. And he was trying to get a fight with Chavez, who was 140.
Mm,
He never moved up to 160. When you
mm.
had the guys there like James Toney and Julian Jackson, Norris stood at 154, and he feasted on the welterweights that were moving up to challenge him. That's where he made his reputation off of.
Norris was dope, man. He just, his chin just slightly vulnerable, but his speed and power
Yeah.
was top maybe 20, top 10 of all time, top 20. Let's say his speed and power, the combination he had.
Combination. He was the first person I've seen. Other people done it before that, but me that I noticed it was that 1-2 followed by the left uppercut.
Yeah. He was amazing. He was whooping Julian Jackson's ass till he got caught.
And he could box too, because I remember when he fought Simon Brown the first time, he got knocked out bad. That was a bad upset. And then the rematch, he went in there and got on his toes. Simon Brown couldn't even touch him.
Couldn't touch him. Yeah, that's right. Casanova, the answer is yes. I have met Tarver in person. Tall fella.
I got a good question for you.
Go ahead.
Top 3, if you can come up with it. Top 3 best pay-per-view cards that you've seen, as far as the card being stacked with the quality fights.
I don't really pay attention to that kind of shit. Because the truth is, up until recently, most pay-per-view cards aren't stacked. You got one fight that people care about. If you're lucky, 2, and that's it. That's how it's been for years.
Well, that's why we got people like us around, because we've been around since the Don King days. I could give you one card that stands out.
Tell me.
There was a card called the rematches. It
Okay.
was called the rematches. The main event was Chavez, Frankie Randall 2. And then the fights on the card was Julian Jackson, Gerald McLellan rematch, Terry Norris, Simon Brown rematch, and I
Ooh.
think it was Azuma Nelson and what's his name? I think Jesse James Leha or Rafael Gabriel Ruelas, one of those guys.
Hold on real quick.
Oh.
Clarissa, I got it. That was good. That was a good one, Clarissa. That was a good one. My bad. Yes, that is an excellent. That I guess you just came up with the best card. Can you think of one better than that? That's pretty dope.
There's a lot of them, bro. Man, Don King, bro. Don King was the man. Don King had a card. Shit. He had a card where it was Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor rematch, right? On that same card, Felix Trinidad fought Yuri Boy Campos.
I remember that one. I remember Campos dropped him with a tight little short left hook.
And Terry Norris fought like I said, the Don King days when Chavez was the man, when Trinidad was the man, Don King had the best cards, bro. Like if you think this Turkey Al Sheikh stuff is, he got great cards. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen better than that. Don King put up some cards where you had multiple guys on the card that were pound for pound fighters. Like right now,
those are good.
If Don King would have had top rank, right? Let's say right now, that Teofimo Lopez fight and the Shakur fight, being that they fighting guys that are now on their level, that should be on the same card, bro.
True.
That Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez fight should be on the same card in New York City.
True.
Shakur fighting the guy he's fighting, and Teo fighting Claggett. That's what Don King would have done.
True. True that. What do you think about Greg Haugen? I think you're trying to say track.
Greg Howard.
He was good. He was the dude that almost beat some of the main guys. I mean, kind of did. Got that controversial win over Camacho. I know
He
him and
knocked out
Vinny
Mancini.
Paz. What's that?
He knocked out Boom Boom Mancini.
There you go. And he also gave Vinny Paz a problem. He was a good fighter. He was a good fighter.
Let me tell you something. That has to be, along with today's lightweight era, being that we talk about Camacho, the early to mid 80s in the lightweight division, right?
Right.
All the way, we had Hector Camacho, we had Julio Cesar Chavez, we had Ray Mancini, Greg Haugen, Edwin Rosario, Uncle Roger Mayweather, Vinny Pazienza, Livingston Bramble, Cornelius Bozar Edwards,
Oh,
Jose
man. Do
Luis
you remember?
Ramirez.
You remember Tuesday Night Fights?
Yeah, but Sean O'Grady, man.
I've interviewed Sean O'Grady. I watch that shit. It's so nostalgic. Tuesday Night Fights proved to you that you don't need big names. They would match the cards, and they would even have rematches. Like if the fight was good, and people like they would just bring the dudes back a few weeks later and rematch them, and everybody tuned in. Those were like
Yeah, that was
great.
man. Tuesday Night Fights, bro. I seen Roy Jones on that. I seen
Hell
Pernell
yeah.
Whitaker on that.
That's what
Tommy Morrison.
somebody said. Who was it? Somebody had a big upset. It was maybe the guy who beat Morrison, and afterward he goes, "No more Tuesday Night Fights for me." Kind of like, I'm stepping up now. I'm gonna be on pay-per-view. I forget who it was.
Nah, Tuesday Night Fights was shit. That's throwback.
Yeah,
Is
that's
Sean
just dope.
O'Grady alive?
Yeah. I interviewed him
But
a few years ago. Yeah, I have his
you know
number.
why they don't talk about him no more? You don't see him on TV or nothing.
He now is a real estate. He invests in real estate.
And what about Bobby Ches, man? Bobby Ches was good on Showtime.
Bobby Ches is my man. I talk to him all the time. Not all the time. But I talk to him. Bobby Ches lives in Dirty Jers. He's getting his shit together. Bobby Ches is doing okay. Yeah, I talked to him. I want to say 3-4 months ago. I talked to him.
I remember back then, right? The Showtime announced team. It was Bobby Ches, and it was the fight doctor Freddie Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you this: there was a card. It was a rematch, a junior welterweight rematch. It was a champion from Argentina named Juan Koji. He fought this Colombian guy. I forgot the name of it. But the backstory is they had the original fight was in Colombia, right? This is the most controversial fight you could ever see. This guy was getting knocked around the ring. The fight should have been stopped. The
Right.
referee kept intervening and letting the dude survive until he came back and won. Like, you gotta just see this fight. I gotta find it. Bro, it's crazy.
Right. Okay. Blind Faith, Buatsi versus Yard. I don't know much about Buatsi. I know about Yard. It seems like they're both kind of over the hill, though. Right, Lo? Am I off with that?
I mean, the only one I know is Yard. I don't know Barazzi like that really.
Buatsi is a dude who people had a lot of high hopes for, but I don't think it ever panned out. And Yard, Yard was beating Kovalev, I thought, until he got caught. But that was a while ago, though. I mean, he was fighting, I think, a still in prime Kovalev, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. Kovalev just fought too last week.
Yeah.
So that was that. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just fun. So next weekend is the Wilder fight.
Next weekend?
Is that next weekend? Saturday? Not today, but next Saturday is the Wilder fight, or no?
I don't know when that fight is, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's next week. Somebody just said that in the chat before.
I know the 7th, God willing, the 7th, I'm going to Bosie's gym. I'm going to take a ride. Yeah, I'm going over there for the second time. Yeah, I'm going over there. I'm bringing my boy Kobe Williams. He just turned pro on the 11th. He scored a second round knockout. He's trained by Jose Guzman, who's a very known trainer in New York City. His father is Lupin from the Bronx, a legendary Puerto Rican trainer. Anyway, so Kobe Williams, he trains in the gym that I be at. He seen that I was with Bosie. He told me he wants to go to Philly to get that real Philly work. So I hit Bosie up and make sure I get the okay. So I'm gonna bring him out there so he could get some sparring.
So you know Bosie personally?
Yeah, now I do, yeah, because I ran into Bosie twice. The first time I met him during the
You gotta hook me up, man. I've been dying to interview Bosie. I mean, of course, his
Bosie's
son
cool.
too. Yeah, if you go,
I haven't interviewed him, but I spoke to him. I met him at the Garden for the Trinidad versus not Trinidad, Tio versus Josh Taylor. I met him there, and then like I said, I got introduced to YSM Sports. You ever heard of him?
yes, those are the dudes in Philly that have that popular
Yeah, yeah,
channel. Yeah.
YSM. His name is Jamal. Yeah, I met him. I met him in Newark. I was at the Robert Tree Hotel watching a little small card over there, and me and him touch bases, whatever. And I asked him if I could link up with him and go out there one day. You know, he gave me the green light. I met up with him out there, and I got a chance to really connect with Bozy and him. And I did a real good interview with Richardson Hitchens that brought me like a lot of views. Yeah, and
Okay.
I saw Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is a cool dude, man. He likes to play fight and everything. He's a real cool dude, Andy Cruz, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
out. Shakur's fighting again at the Prudential. I'll be there. You gonna go to that one? I forget when it is though.
I don't know about that one, but I already got tickets for the Jerron Ennis fight
Where's that at?
in Philly. Jerron Ennis is fighting at the T-Mobile.
Are you going there?
Yeah, I'm already going. Yep.
I should go too. I
Yeah,
should apply for a press pass. When is that fight?
that's the 13th
Of June.
July, bro.
Oh, July. And who's doing
Yeah,
that fight?
that's on the zone.
Trying to see how I could apply for a press pass for that. In
Yeah, I
Philly.
applied for credentials too. I haven't had credentials before, but I applied for it. I'm waiting for
For
that result, man.
for that one?
Yeah, I applied for credentials. I'm going
Can you
over there.
shoot me? Can you shoot me the link so I can apply for him?
Yeah, I'll get it for you. I just gotta text the dude to get it back because I already sent it. I never got nothing back in the email. But
Yeah,
I could
just
do that.
send. So it's not a website. You do it through email.
No. I put my email in. They haven't hit me back yet, you know. But I'm gonna get you the link though. I'll get it for you right
Yeah,
now.
please,
Homeboy
please.
Fly.
Yeah, send it
Yeah.
to me now. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'd go to that shit because Philly's what is that? About an hour and a half from here.
For me, about an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes depends.
Where you at? You're in Uptown or are you in
I'm
Brooklyn?
in Chelsea, bro.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's where you born and raised, right? But you still there?
I was born in Philadelphia. And I moved to New York. Then I moved to Jersey. And I moved back to New York.
All right.
I'm a tri-state
Hoops.
guy.
All right, I feel you. What up,
Yeah,
hoops?
but yeah, Bozy's real cool, man. Bozy's gym is actually is a white lady that owns the gym there. She's like his partner
Uh-huh.
or something like that. They real
Uh-huh.
cool people. They cool,
Just
man.
put
Real
Eddie
cool.
Hearn. Oh, Eddie Hearn's doing this one. That's a match room
Yeah,
show.
it's a match room. It's on the zone.
I'm actually cool with. I should text him Kevin Rooney. I'm cool with Kevin
Oh, you
Rooney.
ever
I'm
heard of
gonna
Greg
text him.
Hackett?
Of course, yeah. I've interviewed Greg a bunch of times. This is my man.
Yeah, I went to his gym one time. I went out there, you know.
And
Greg
yeah,
Hackett's cool.
how is this his gym?
The gym that he had, he don't got that gym no more. He moved to another gym. He had a gym out there called Philly 1-on-1. I went out there. I almost got attacked by a pit bull, bro. When I went out there.
It's when is that fight? July what? The Boots one?
July 13th.
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 Okay, I just messaged somebody who works for Matchroom, so hopefully he could direct me. But yeah, you could send it to me if you have a chance.
Yeah. He fighting Cody Crowley.
Yeah, I know. Crowley's it's like you root for him because he's gone through so much. He's open about his mental health and all his shit, his suicide thoughts and all that stuff. So you want him to do well. Shakur's gonna cook him. Who's Shakur fighting? He's fighting some no-name dude, right?
This dude that fought the guy that fought Frank Martin, bro.
Loyalty, yeah, we don't think it's gonna happen either. The guy who fought Frank Martin, okay. Jack looked good this fight. Well, I didn't see it. Crowley's gonna get destroyed. But you never know, right?
I got Boots, man. I think Boots
Oh,
is a
me
special
too.
fighter.
Me too. I don't think it'll even be close. But again, you never know.
That performance
Never
over
know.
Villa, that was a tremendous performance, man.
True.
When he fought
True.
Raymond Villa. You know what I like about Boots?
Is that the one where he did that slow motion shit?
Yeah. That dude was tough too. Boots has very good inside game as well. The only thing I want to see him get better with, I want to see him, and there's a lot of fighters that struggle with this. I want to see him cut the ring off better.
See, I haven't seen him any weaknesses in Boots, but of course he hasn't been tested at that highest level yet. But I haven't seen any weaknesses in him. He
No, when he
seems
fought that dude Karen though, even though he dominated the fight, something similar to Teofimo, he showed holes in his cutting the ring off game. A lot of fighters don't know how to cut the ring off. That's why I give Sandor Martin a good chance against Devin Haney. Sandor Martin would have to fight on the back foot and do what he does. Let Devin Haney come forward because we never seen Devin Haney come forward. He might not know how to cut the ring off neither, for all we know.
he was trying to come forward against Ryan. Didn't work out too well.
Exactly. So with that being said, if Sandor fights him, Sandor's best chance is to box. Don't go in there and try to slug just because Devin got knocked out. Fight your fight. Let Devin come forward. Because like I said, a lot of fighters today are not as well rounded as guys in the past. You either know how to cut the ring off or you know how to counterpunch. A lot of fighters don't know how to do both.
Crawford beats Canelo. Yeah, I said it. Blind. Are you blind, literally? Because that's some wild shit. You know what? It's possible. Crawford could beat Canelo. I would have to lean towards Canelo because size matters usually. But they're not going to fight. Didn't Canelo just recently say, didn't he double down being like, I'm not fighting this guy?
I heard that.
I believe it. Well, what the fuck? If I'm Canelo, I'm not fighting Crawford either. For what? For what?
He fought Amir Khan, though.
Huh?
He fought Amir Khan.
He did. And he also fought Charlo. But Bud is a real risk. You know what I'm saying? Just like Benavidez is a real risk.
So what you saying, Canelo don't believe in himself against Bud?
I don't think he doesn't believe in himself. I think he's earned the right, being a pro since he's 15, fighting everybody and their grandmother. Now, if he wants to take less risks and get more reward and finish his career off, I think it's okay. I hate the fact that he's ducking Benavidez, but he has one of the best resumes in the entire history of the sport. Canelo does, in terms of all the people he fought.
That's why I cannot rate Canelo Alvarez above Roberto Duran as the greatest as the greatest Latino of all time. I had this debate with Punch Drunk. He thinks Canelo is.
Right.
I told him no. I said Roberto Duran would have fought Benavidez. Even past his prime, he would have fought him. Roberto Duran fought against Iran Barkley, who knocked out the guy that knocked him out. So imagine Benavidez going up and knocking out Bivol. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what people would say? So that's what Iran Barkley did. He went in there and knocked out the guy that knocked out Duran.
Absolutely.
And Duran fought him at 37 years old, past his prime. Duran took chances on a different level and against guys that you thought he was going to lose to, even when he fought Davey Moore.
Yeah, and he's rare. That was rare. Alonzo, size does matter only if you know how to use it. Sometimes it doesn't. Canelo's a puss. No, I don't think he's a puss. I think just like, look, Floyd Mayweather finishes his career fighting Conor McGregor and Andre Berto. Nobody says shit. Why? Because Floyd earned the right to fight whoever the fuck he wants when his career's over, when he's already beat everybody and their godmother, god sister, father, uncles. He beat everybody. So the same thing applies for Canelo. Why can't he have a couple easy fights to end his career? Right?
I mean, so what are those easy fights, bro? What you think those easy fights are?
The ones he's taken. Fucking Charlo. Munguia wasn't easy, but, compared to Benavidez, Munguia's easy.
All right, do you think we get the Berlanga fight?
That's easy.
And that's a payday.
I guess. I don't get the Berlanga hype personally, but yeah, that'd be an easy fight. Absolutely easy fight.
I got Canelo stop. Even though Canelo hasn't stopped nobody in a while, I got Canelo stopping Berlanga.
Yeah. Berlanga is not. I'm not saying Berlanga doesn't have the tools to get to where he needs to get, but he's so green compared to Canelo right now. It's not even close. The experience gap. One thing, let me tell you guys something. One thing you cannot make up for, and Jake Paul is probably about to learn this when he fights Tyson, but Tyson's old and, we're worried about Tyson's chin maybe deteriorating with age. But in general, one thing you cannot make up for is experience. You cannot. No matter how much skill.
Yeah, I really hope Mike Tyson wins that fight, bro.
I don't think unless, first of all, Jake Paul. Okay, here we go. Mike Tyson still to this day, 30 years apart, Mike Tyson is faster and he hits harder. He has way more experience. He has one of the most legendary chins in boxing, and he's naturally 25 pounds at least heavier. He's a bigger dude. Not taller, but, stockier, heavier. The only way Mike Tyson loses that fight, and this is if Jake Paul can even land a punch, because Mike Tyson also has known for having some of the fastest head movement in history and foot movement, is if Jake Paul lands, which is not easy to do, and if Tyson's chin, because of his age, has eroded. That's the only way Jake Paul wins. If Tyson's chin is eroded.
This is my thing with that fight. Tyson was getting stopped by low-level guys when he was, in his 40s, right? So here he is in his 60s. At the end of the day, whatever you want to say about Jake Paul, you got to give him his props. Jake Paul is a boxer. He is. If right now Jake Paul will be like a low-level guy, if the elite, let's say an elite guy was coming up, build his resume, Jake Paul will be a low-level guy because Jake Paul is being matched properly as well.
Right.
So Mike Tyson was losing to low-level guys back then in his 40s, right? Even though he was out of shape. He's coming back in his 60s. This is like Tyson starting his career in his 60s all over again against Jake Paul. So he could lose the fight. It's very possible. It's not like he's fighting some guy that just came out of YouTube. Jake Paul's been fighting, and he's in his prime.
So are you saying you think Jake's gonna win?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is a dangerous fight for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson could lose this fight. It's not a given that he's gonna beat him just because he's Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson said, "You know what? I'm gonna come out of retirement and start my career over, like George Foreman did." You know how careful they will have to match him. Can we say that Jake Paul is better than the kind of guys that they will match him against?
Tyson said it himself in the press conference, and I agree with him. This dude couldn't even beat Tommy Fury. He couldn't even. You think he's gonna beat Tyson? Unless
Can Tyson beat Tommy Fury? Right now, 60 years old.
Okay, that's a great point. I don't know. But unless Tyson can't take a punch anymore, which is possible. We saw it happen to Holyfield against Belfort, right? Unless that happens, I don't see Tyson losing that fight. No way. And
because
I was told by one of Tyson's closest long-time friends that Mike is going out for the knockout. He's not going to hold back like he did against Roy. He's going to try and finish him.
I hope so, man. And like I said, if Mike Tyson were to announce that he's making a comeback, right? His first fight coming back, do you think that first guy will be on the level of a Jake Paul or Tyson or whatever his name is, Peter Fury?
Wait, if who? Say what? Say that again?
If Mike Tyson announced right now that he's making a comeback like George Foreman did, and his first comeback fight is against whoever it is, do you think his comeback fight is going to be against somebody the level of Peter Fury or Jake Paul? Think about it.
I don't get where you're going with this.
What I'm going with this is, everybody look at the first guy George Foreman fought when he came back.
Right.
That guy looked like he looked like he was a truck driver. If Mike Tyson was coming out of retirement to start his career all over again, the first guy they put him in with is not going to be on the level of a Jake Paul or Peter Fury. That's what I'm saying.
You mean Tyson Fury?
Mike Tyson. If Mike Tyson,
you're saying Peter Fury. You mean Tommy?
Tommy Fury, yeah. Whatever, yeah, Tommy Fury. Whoever Tyson was to fight in his first actual comeback fight is not going to be somebody on Jake Paul or Tommy Fury's level. It's going to be somebody lower than that. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is a step up.
Yeah, it is. It is a little, but I'd be very surprised. Like, the more I think about it, and we see what Tyson looks like. We've seen the clips. He still looks good. His offense hasn't eroded much. Of course, it's eroded a little bit, but not much. His speed is not eroded much. His power, it looks like it. The only question is his punch resistance.
And stamina.
Stamina, I'm telling you, man, that shit is always there. It's so mental after you've been, like, for me, there's muscle memory, all that shit. I could not box for months, and I go in there, and I'll go way longer than the average person because it's just the muscle memory is there.
Mike still got better fundamentals than Jake, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really think Tyson is going to knock him out, and that would be great.
I hope
It
so,
would be
bro.
great.
I hope you're right. I hope so too. I really do.
That would be dope. That'd be so dope. But if Mike Tyson gets knocked out, kind of bad for boxing. What do you think?
He's 60 years old. I wouldn't say it's bad for boxing. I think it wouldn't be a good look though. I mean, Evander got knocked out by somebody that wasn't even a boxer, so that was even worse.
Yeah. Yo,
At least
Trill,
Jake
you're
Paul, we
wrong.
can say Jake Paul's a boxer at the end of the day.
Trill, you're wrong, my man. Have you boxed? Because if you have, you would know that stamina doesn't go when you have a lot of experience. It becomes mental. It really does. Of course you got to train, but as long as you train, age doesn't. Nah.
You
What
know what I
goes
heard about that?
is
About the
reflexes.
stamina thing? I heard that depends on who you in there with. Like if you in there sparring around with somebody that don't know much, they're less experienced, you're gonna be real calm. So your stamina is gonna be there. But if you go in the ring, Marco, against somebody like an active pro that's really doing this thing, your stamina is not gonna be there because it's gonna be more thinking, more being alert because you're really in there with somebody.
Nah,
Opposed
that's
to
not
you
true,
go,
man. I know from my own experience that's not true. What goes with age, your reflexes slow down a little. That happens. You have more pains. The shit's harder to like throw because you're a little older, but you don't get tired more quickly. That's not true. I'm telling you, it's not. And you look at Foreman. Foreman never got really tired when he came back. Hopkins never. All these older fighters who we can gauge, they had problems, they had differences when they were older, but none of it was ever stamina. I'm telling you, man. And it's mental. Once you're older, you start realizing like anybody who's boxed knows that you get to that point where you're about to puke, you're so tired. But as you do it long enough, your brain tells you that's okay. You'll be fine. You're not going to puke. You'll be fine. And you
it
keep
makes
fighting.
sense. It makes sense because in 2010, right, I ran a marathon, 26.2 miles, right, and
Okay.
I haven't ran in a while. But I know right now I could get off the couch. I ran the other day. I did 2.5 miles because
Yeah,
my
you
knee
could
was a
go
little
and you
hurt.
won't
I
get
didn't go
tired.
far.
There you
I
go.
know right now if my knee's not bothering me right now, I know I could with a good night's meal a day before I could go out there and do 5-6 miles.
There
And
you
I haven't
go.
ran
And
over.
when you start getting to that point where you're hitting the wall, your brain tells you, I've been here 1,000 times. I'll get a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Just push through it.
It
Same
might be
thing in
harder. It might be harder, but I could do
but
it.
you can do it. That's the same thing. Dudes who don't have stamina are usually the ones who begin and they've never felt what it's like to almost throw up because you're so tired or to barely be able to keep your hands up. But so that's what I'm saying. It's stamina does not go with age. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it actually gets sharper because you get to know yourself and mentally you build yourself up. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, I'm about to get out of here. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you for having me on the platform.
Of
Everybody in
course.
the chat, you can find me at Low Nose Boxing, as it shows on my avatar. Low Lo. A lot of people keep calling me Los. It's not Los. It's Low. Low Nose Boxing on YouTube and
If
Low
you want to
Nose
put it,
Boxing on Instagram.
if you want to put it in the chat, copy and paste it. Go for
Yeah,
it.
let me see if I can do that.
Somebody asked you. I saw somebody ask in the chat if you have a boxing channel before. So
Yeah.
I already started Brujeria on Paul. What the hell's that mean? What's Brujeria mean? What are you talking about, Clarissa? You're confusing me. Yeah, let's let Lo put this in. Other than that, I'll try and pop on tomorrow night, people. Do my best. I probably will be able to. Got some shit to do, but I'll be back. Food. You said it's voodoo. I agree. Marco Sam was definitely muscle memory, which is Mayweather. Yep,
Did it
there you
come out
go.
on the chat? Oh, right, yeah.
No, I didn't
I
see
don't
it.
see it. I don't see it either.
This guy reminds you of Southpaw. This guy's nothing like South. What are you talking about? You said you remind
Well,
him of Southpaw.
who, me?
Yeah, you don't. You're nothing like him.
No, they're probably saying that because I have I got a raspy voice like Southpaw. You know what I mean? Southpaw is Spanish, and he had a raspy voice like me. I guess that's probably why he said that.
Yeah, he
But yeah, I
actually hit
put
me
it
up.
in the chat. I don't know why it's not showing.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if it's inside the chat. Yeah, why is it not showing?
I put it in the
It's weird.
chat, not in the comment. I put it in the chat. I'm unable to put anything in the comment because I'm on the live with you.
Oh, you did it to a private chat with me. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you did. Hold on, I'll
It says
put it
join
in.
the chat.
Yeah, but you didn't put. I want you to put the actual. Here it goes.
I could do it
I
now.
just
Wait a minute. I fucked up.
yeah, you sent a private chat.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get back on.
Like Floyd just had rough hooks. Once I started boxing, my conditioning was way better long term because I understood conditioning. There you go. Exactly, Donovan. It's exactly correct.
Yeah, it says
Exactly.
I got to join the chat to do it. So let me see. I joined the chat. Comment.
You were in the chat. You were commenting before you went on.
Yeah, that's before I went on though.
Oh,
So I got to
uh,
get off and what I do is I'll get off and then I'll just put it on the chat real quick. All right.
okay.
All right, man. You have a good one, bro. Stay on real
All right,
quick. Just have to put that up.
all right, my man. All right, everybody. Low knows this, low knows that, but low don't know jack because low can't rap. So what do you say? The dog is first at bat. Come on, man. Everybody knows tribe. All right. Appreciate you guys. That shoulder pain from throwing jabs is the worst thing I ever felt. You get used to it, Hoops. You get used to it. You're still young. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button on the way out, and I will talk to you guys mañana. All right. Peace.